Exactly 9:27 news and views right here on Salam Media. And we are now looking at the situation coming up in February. Russia and China will participate in combined naval exercises with South Africa. So let's understand what is that all about. And we are joined by Professor Fulufhelo Netswera, head of the BRICS Research Institute at Durban University of Technology and the Dean of Management Sciences. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to you and to your listeners. You're welcome.
Okay, can you hear me? You sound very, very soft.
Oh, can you hear me?
All right. Okay, I've just turned up my volume. Okay, so Professor, we do know that right at the beginning of the war by Russia on the Ukraine, South Africa has always refused to condemn Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. And now we're hearing that we in South Africa are going to be hosting these joint maneuvers with Russia and the Chinese navies off our South African coast. What is this saying to South Africans and the rest of the world?
I think the most important message that South Africans should know and understand is that South Africa is a member of the BRICS Union. That means that we've got closer cooperation with the other four BRICS nations, Brazil, India, China, and Russia. And from the political as well as the economic front, we do everything to the best of our abilities to support each other's economies. So this is just but one of those areas where we have got cooperation, security specifically.
Okay, this will be the second time that such an exercise is held in the presence of the three naval forces. The first having taken place in November 2019 in Cape Town. Uh, I should imagine these maneuvers involves more than the South African military personnel from different services, obviously, and divisions. And then, of course, we have their Russian and Chinese counterparts with the aim of sharing skills and operational knowledge. Does it bode well for us as South Africans? And I'm kind of also wondering the message it sends out to our neighbors regarding these military exercises.
Yes. Look, my sense is that this should ordinarily bode well for everybody, provided we are being objective about cooperation, international cooperation. But of course, we should understand that there are other external forces that would love to see South Africa cooperate with the West, and those European and the American nations would ordinarily not be happy that we are cooperating with China and Russia that are deemed to be their worst enemies. I think the most important message we can transmit to those forces is that we are neither enemies of Russia nor China. As a country by ourselves, we trade, our biggest trading partner is China, and of course followed by Germany and India. And we have no points with Russia. And I know that the question of the Ukraine war will always come up. And what one can encourage society to do is analyze the genesis of that war. Because the war didn't just start last year. That war started many, many years ago. Actually, you can trace it back to 1990 and to the time of the demolition of the Berlin Wall. So I think we really need to understand that our cooperation with China, with Russia, does not threaten our neighbors. In actual fact, a lot of our neighbors here in the SADC region are beneficiaries of the BRICS Bank, the New Development Bank, and they should be happy that we are forging new cooperation that are not aligned to neo-colonial agendas.
Okay, you did indicate that there is a third force that's not happy about us being members of BRICS and would prefer to see us more aligned with other Western nations. But when we look within our own country, we know that the opposition DA has slammed the decision, saying it means that contrary to its neutral stance, that is South Africa's neutral stance on Russia's Ukraine war, South Africa's ANC has effectively sided with Moscow. That is what it looks like, does it not?
Not necessarily. If we've got no position on the war and we remain neutral on the war, it doesn't mean that as a member of BRICS, we cannot continue to have military drills with BRICS, China, Russia, and Brazil and India. We can do that. It means nothing about the war. I would expect DA to say exactly what it is saying. If we were to go ahead and have drills with the USA, even if the USA was invading Iraq or invading Libya, they would say nothing about it. And one would understand that because, of course, the DA would go with everything that the Americans does, irrespective of the impact or implications it has on Africa and Africans.
So hopefully China and Russia are going to be here to assist our naval force with these military drills, and it's going to be a trade-off of lots of knowledge within the three BRICS partners. This also is, my final question, is indicative of what we can see in the future. Lots of these type of military exercises, not only with the Navy, but I should imagine with the Air Force and our ground troops as well, SANDF. These type of military exercises could become something that would happen on a pretty regular basis.
Most definitely. So if you do visit the undertakings that the BRICS nations have taken in the previous presidencies, you will see that there is a big deal about strengthening cooperation in the space of security. So you can expect that this will escalate, and we're likely going to see more. And we should embrace it. I see no reason why we shouldn't embrace it. We are not being aggressive against any nation, and we are not confrontational with anybody. So if it capacitates our own military, it strengthens our own security, only those who don't want us to be secured would generally be unhappy about it.
Professor Fulufhelo Netswera, head of the BRICS Research Institute at Durban University of Technology and the Dean of Management Sciences, thank you indeed for your thoughts on this issue. Go well and God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
9:35 exactly. This is News and Views on a Monday morning right here on Salam Media. We are going to cross over now, I understand, to the Uppsala University based in Sweden, and we are going to be talking about the burning of the Holy Quran in Sweden. So do stay with us. And our final interview for the morning will be with Najma Ansari, looking at relationships regarding family ties. This time around, very especially that relationship that we all always frown upon. And that, of course, is the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship. The dynamics are just absolutely unbelievable. So for all mothers, daughters, and sisters, and of course, mothers-in-law, this is a must-attend event. But do stay with us. We'll be joined by Professor of Religion at the Uppsala University based in Sweden in a minute or two.